Sanele, welcome, sir. First of all, I just want to say congratulations on your successful achievement with SACPCMP as a PRCPM. How has it been? Tell us your journey. How did it start and how did you get to your PRCPM?
For me, I'll say it started in 2018,
Right.
when I was employed by the Department of Human Settlement as a candidate construction project manager.
Right.
And then from there on, obviously, I went into a program within the department whereby we were being mentored. And then also it was an individual initiative whereby I was actually trying to put in my logbooks, the logbooks, and then you try to put in the reports, the challenges and the successes, the profiles, the CVs and everything. So eventually, after 4 years, I eventually compiled all the necessary documents, and I was eligible to submit my documents. So I submitted my documents last year. And then last year I waited for my outcome. So I got my outcome, I think, on the 10th of January this year.
Right.
And then I had to wait for my interview. My interview was supposed to be on the 20th of March, but unfortunately, because of the strike in Joburg and stuff, it was postponed. So eventually the interview was on the 4th of May. So I eventually went to my interview on the 4th of May, and then I got my outcome that I'm a PRCPM on the 24th of May this year.
Wonderful.
So that's my journey.
Tell us about the day of the interview. What was your experience, with the panel, like how did it go?
With the panel, I would say they try to make it as transparent and easy for you as they can. I mean, when I got into their offices, there was a lady that actually just give you a bit of a crash workshop of what to expect. You get inside, there are no people there in the boardroom. It's just you and the screen, and it's a visual meeting normally. And then there are four guys that are part of the panel. The panel is very, I would say, acceptive.
Right.
They can be very receptive, and make you comfortable. They make you as comfortable as they can. They do say that take your time. If you don't really understand the question, please ask again. You're allowed to ask if you didn't hear us, because you understand it's a visual meeting. So it was pretty a relaxed environment. It wasn't a tensed environment to be in that interview. I mean, that actually made me to be more relaxed when I was in the interview, and it makes you to actually try to say whatever and express whatever that you want to express in the manner that you want to express. Yeah. So for me, I would say the panel was very receptive. It was very acceptable, and it was very comfortable to be around. And I was able to express myself the way I wanted to express myself.
Wonderful. That sounds good. Now, you were one of the guys who attended our direct route to registration course in Devon, together with Spo, who is now also a PRCPM. How will you say that course, how much did that course contribute to your success as a PRCPM?
That course was a decider for me.
Right.
Because, when I did my report, I didn't attend the course. I only attended the course when I was preparing for my interview.
Right.
So, but it actually opened my eyes even for the report. So when I actually thought of what Jeff Pipe was talking about, of the things that are supposed to be in the report, then I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to get a negative outcome on my reports. But luckily, I got a positive outcome, because there are some of the things that I didn't include. So what I'm trying to say, it's actually beneficial to actually attend the course before you even start your report, so that you'll be able to understand what needs to be in the report, how to structure your report, and how they even score your reports, because there's even a scorecard in that course. So, but I mean, when it comes to the interviews, it even takes you to how you're supposed to present yourself. and how to integrate the project life cycle with the knowledge areas, and how to integrate the knowledge areas with the project life cycle. And you know, the way he presented it in your course, it makes it so much easier for you to actually understand, because now there is this confusion between the project life cycle and the knowledge area. So he tries by all means to make you understand how to integrate the two, because now we've got PMBOK and then we've got SACPMP project life cycle. So you need to try to juggle between the two. So he tried by all means to make it as convenient as possible, so for you to understand how to integrate the two. So for me, the course was actually very beneficial, and it actually helped me to pass my interview. If I didn't attend that course, I don't think I would have passed my interview. We were talking with Bo the other day that, you know, that F5 course was actually a decider for both of us. We went in that course a bit confused, but when we came out of that course and then we started our sessions, our daily sessions, we actually had a structure and how to and which direction to take in terms of preparing ourselves for the interviews.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
it's actually very beneficial. It's very beneficial. I was actually telling some of my colleagues at work as well to actually consider the course. I think because they are preparing for an interview, some of them, and some of them are doing their report, that they should actually consider attending the course.
Wonderful, wonderful. And clearly you did it right, because right now you are a PRCPM. And you know, I know a lot of people are always saying, you know, it's not easy. Some of the guys, they don't even have the energy to even start with the reports. So it shows that you took the initiative, you had the courage to go about it. And that's really great. And congratulations for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, KG.
Now tell us, so for someone, because I mean, we're getting a lot of people will be watching this video, for someone that is now preparing, you know, themselves to get through the SACPCMP registration, what words of motivation will you say to them?
I think the best motivation you can give to a person is to try by all means to prepare as much as you can. But in preparing, make sure that because most of the things some of us we do on a daily basis. So it's actually you mustn't try to make it theory a theory. I think it's more practical than theoretical.
Right.
So you should try to integrate the two and try to take the information from SACPMP identification of works, those stages and project life cycle, try to integrate it into your daily routine in terms of how you actually managing your project. That's how I looked at it. If you look at it that way, in a practical manner, it makes it much more easier. However, if you're gonna say you're gonna look at it as a theory, and then try to actually be in a classroom, then it becomes a problem.
Right.
You know, when I was actually going through the identification of works of SACPMP, I did understand that, you know, those things that they've written there, I'm actually doing them on a daily basis. I know them all. Just that it's just an interpretation of how they actually structure it in the book. So it's a matter of trying to transfer that information the way they've structured it
and articulate
in your practical experience. Yes. So that's exactly how I looked at it, and it helped a lot, because when I went into my interview, in my interview, I actually moved the panel to my territory and the way I want to answer the questions.
Wonderful, wonderful. You were in charge.
In that manner, you are in charge, because you tell them on what you do on daily basis, then them posing questions to you.
Right.
Once they pose questions to you, then they will have a bit of an expectation of how you should answer the question.
Right.
But you know, and then if they don't get that satisfaction, then it becomes a problem. However, if you just tell them that, and then if you tell them that, guys, can I answer your question according to my practical experience and the way I've actually managed my project? Then they will also listen to you.
Wonderful.
As long as they get as long as they get what they want, they will listen to what you say. So that's how they should look at it, not in a theoretical manner.
I like the way you're putting it. On my last question, obviously, I wanted to ask you the things that you have learned in the course, right? Because I like the way you're putting it so simple and so straightforward. What are one or two of those things that you say right now as a professional construction manager registered with SACPCMP? From that course, I picked up these and these and these, and I'm currently applying it in my projects, and it has changed my life. What are those one or two things that you picked up from that course?
One of the few things I picked up from Jeff Pipe, when it comes to the actual running of the project,
Right.
it's very simple. It's a project life cycle from stage 1 to 6. Stage 1 in terms of the initiation and briefing. The way he explained it and the way he outlined things that are supposed to be done, it actually helped me now when I'm doing my briefings, and I'm also applying the same things. When it comes to concept and viability, it's exactly the same way. I apply exactly the same principle that he actually taught me in the course. You go to design development. The way he actually, he was actually making an example that, okay, now you'll be taking out the initiation and briefing hats, and then you're putting in the design development hat, and then you're taking out the design development hat, and then you're putting in the the procurement and tender documentation hat, so that you'll understand now that you're moving to a next stage. And then if you do that on your daily work, it also assists you, and it also conscientize you that you actually now in a different stage in terms of your project, because we've got so many things to do. Sometimes we get confused with the things that we do on a daily basis. But if you actually apply the principle that he taught you on the course, you can actually understand, okay, now I'm doing design development. Okay, now I'm actually doing procurement and tender documentation. Now I'm actually in construction. Then now you know, okay, now I should make sure that I get these things from the contractor so that I can be able to move to site or whatever the case may be, notify labor or whatever the case may be. So it conscientizes you to actually try to make sure that you put the right systems in place for your project to move smoothly. Because each and every organization has different ways of working, but within that system, you should try to integrate the project life cycle in that system of the organization. It helped a lot. I don't want to lie to you, Ken.
Wonderful. No, cool. That's really inspiring. I even feel inspired, and I believe that even guys that will be watching you sharing your testimony, they'll be really, really inspired. I know that you guys also set up a group where you are assisting other guys who are candidates. I know we still have a few other minutes. Do you want to tell us about that? Or maybe do you also have future plans to be, maybe become a mentor or any of that?
Yes, we do have a group we started in last year, October. It's I think I'm gonna say this because Sbo is my friend. It was started by Sbo after he went to SACPMP interview in May, and then he wasn't successful. And then after that, he actually realized that studying alone is actually not a good idea.
Right.
It doesn't help. You actually gain a lot if you are a group and you work as a team. Right. So in October last year, he said, guys, can we start a group? And then we share ideas and we share knowledge. We started a group. I think there was about 4 or 5 of us when we started in October. And then Sbo, I think he went into the interview in November, if I'm not mistaken. But within that month and a half, he actually gained a lot of information from that group. Wow. He actually did very well in his interview, and and coming to, and there are some other guys as well. We've got I can't remember the guy from the Eastern Cape, also did well. Luyolo did well as well. He was part of the group. He also passed his interview. And then there was another guy from Limpopo as well. He was part of the group. He did very well. He passed his interview. And then there's me. I'm the fourth one. I also went into SACPMP. I also passed my interview. Actually, if you look at the guys that are part of the group, it's first time they go to SACPMP, they actually pass their interviews. Over and above that, we've got guys that are doing their reports. So we have sessions whereby we actually look at their report, we do the assessment, we create, and then we assist them so that they can be able to put it through and assist them to get the positive outcome out of their report. So that's where we are. It's still on, and we have made a commitment that we will close the group once all the guys in the group are professionals. That's our commitment to the group.
Wonderful. Yeah. No, wonderful. I think you guys are killing it, and what you're doing for the built environment, that's pretty cool. I like what you guys are doing. And I was actually thinking maybe it's something that a lot of people must actually adopt to, because I mean, especially when it comes to mock interviews, I mean, if you have someone who you're bouncing ideas with, it makes it really great.
It makes it very easy, KG, if I can say. I think the reason it makes it easy is because you share ideas.
Right.
So, I mean, whatever you're reading on the book, you actually gain 10 times more because there are like 10 people there, different ideas and then ways of looking at things. So we've got 10 different perspectives that you can't get it anywhere from the book. So you actually learn a lot, one, if you create some kind of a group. I think it fast track everything than trying to do it in yourself. I mean,
wonderful. I feel inspired. You know, these videos, they so much inspire me. When I listen to your guys' stories, I feel, you know, it makes me truly believe that there's still hope and we can still change a lot of things and make things happen for a lot of people. Yes.
And I must say, KG, on your side as well, I think you're also doing it very well in terms of doing the transformation part in terms of SACPMP. With your company, I think we need more guys like you to assist some of the up-and-coming guys who are inspiring to become a PRCPM. So I would say, keep going. We really love your work. I was changed by your work, so keep changing people's lives.
Thank you, sir. I truly appreciate that. I truly appreciate it.
Yes.